Hey, listeners, welcome back. We are back again here at Men's Encounter number 25. And I just had Pastor Dan Williams come off the stage with a powerful message. Listen, we're going to have speakers all day today, at least until about 3 or 4. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of people. Dan,
Yes, sir.
what were you talking about up there?
Talking about the goodness of God, the mercy of God, and the grace of God. He'll take a train wreck of a life and turn it around and put it on a projection that you couldn't ever dream of when you were lost in our sin and our addictions and all the things that the world taught us. And He's able to turn us around and put us in a place where it's beyond what I could ever dream of. I was just trying to share with the men, because there's a lot of guys here that have been locked up and in trouble and in prison or in a halfway house, and just
Right.
giving them hope and letting them know that if you truly will just commit yourself to God, there's no end to what He'll do or where He'll take you.
Absolutely.
And our mutual friend Pastor Binion, is funny because I always teach just to say yes, just to tell the Lord
Right.
yes. And then I seen online that my friend Pastor Chris wrote a book called Yes. I'm like, man, let me read that thing, because that's what I've been telling people for years. So
Yeah, it is good. To, yeah, I mean, you're right. It's amazing how God can take a train wreck or two train wrecks that we used to be
yeah.
and turn us into the men that we are now. Right?
Ephesians 2, chapter 4. I quoted it
Come
up
on now.
there. But
But
God,
God.
rich in His mercy and grace. Come on, man.
Right?
That's why we're here today.
It is what we're here
Because
today.
we've talked before, and neither one of us should be alive today according to where we were
Absolutely
and what we
not.
were doing.
Absolutely not.
I was honest as the day is long. When I was in my 20s, I said, I'll never be 30.
Yeah.
Never be 30. And I turned 31 in prison.
Yeah.
So there you go. But
Yeah.
God.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I know there was times that I would never be 30. I would never be 35. I'd never hit 40. And
Oh, you're 40?
I'm 48.
Bro,
Right?
you look cute, though, for 48.
I know, God preserved me. And just like you, in prison, I turned each one of those decades and each one of those years, and I kept going, well, why? I shouldn't be here. And I didn't know then until I gave my life to Christ. And then I realized it was but God.
That's it.
Right?
That's
Because of
it.
His mercies, how rich they are.
Come on.
You know, and a lot of people need to not understand that, but they need to come to a realization,
Just
which
experience it.
experience
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Come on. It's
Like,
real. It's real. I don't know who's watching this podcast at this hour of the morning, but God is real. His
absolutely.
ability to turn a train wreck into a testimony, not to be too cliche, but that's what He does. I told the men this morning, I had in the 90s, the late 80s, I had a number, not a name. My name was 196650077. Ephesians chapter 4. But God, He turned me. Now people call me Pastor Dan.
Right.
How in the world do you go from cooking dope to be called Pastor Dan? It's only God can do that.
Only God.
Only God.
Only God.
Because I didn't have sense enough to do it.
Nope. Nope. And what does our good friend Pastor Binion say? If it sounds smarter than you, then it's God. If the voice in your head sounds smarter than you, then it's God. And it's true,
That's
right?
good. That's good. I'm gonna write that down.
You write that down?
Yeah, I got that. Thank you, Pastor Chris.
So, it's funny because, I just can't get over it. We talked last time at the Women's Encounter. I can't get over what He's done in our lives.
Come on.
Right? One time, Pastor Dan was a number. Same with me. I was a property of the state, right? They knew me by a number, and that was my identity. My identity was what I was doing in the world. It wasn't God. I didn't have a God identity, right?
But we didn't realize that was a false identity.
Right.
We thought it was the truth.
We thought
Right,
it was
that's
the
who
truth,
we are.
right?
We didn't know.
But you know what's funny is people say the truth will set you free.
Come
right?
on.
Which truth? That's the question: is which truth? Because not all truth is truth. All God's truth is.
Hey, there you go.
Right?
There you go.
That's why He says, when you know my commandments, the truth will set you free.
There you go.
Right? And we knew a false truth.
Yeah.
Right?
And we've been raised up in it, and we just accepted it for what it was. We didn't see the man behind the curtain pulling the levers. That was Satan, and we never knew we were following him. We were just living our life,
and thinking we were okay.
Oh yeah, I don't know about you. I thought I was slick.
Oh yeah.
Not slick.
For years, I thought I was untouchable.
Me too.
Right?
Spent most of my life running from the police, and then last night, y'all missed it if y'all wasn't here last night. Y'all need to come to Men's Encounter. I stood on stage, cried like a baby, and hugged a policeman last night.
That
Bro,
right there,
bro.
like I didn't realize he was police.
I didn't either. I'm like,
Right?
why?
And
5-0 on the platform.
wasn't even scheduled to actually speak.
No, he really wasn't.
The Holy Spirit just moved, and he went up there, and he said, I'm asking for your forgiveness
Yeah.
for all of the police officer who have mistreated you. Will you forgive me?" And Manny in the crowd says, "I'll forgive you. Will you forgive me?" And then you stood up and hugged him, and I'm like, "Whoa."
I didn't even know I needed that, bro, because I'm 30 some odd years clean and sober and out of prison, you know, and been chasing God ever since. I didn't know I needed that. And God told me, get out of your seat and hug that man because they need to see that. Because when he was asking who did wrong, who was bad with the police, who had a bad mouth on him, I was raising my hand behind his back.
Oh yeah.
High and mighty. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
own mine. In case you're listening to this and you're trying to hide your stuff, you're playing a silly game. You can't hide your stuff. Stick your hand in the air and say, it's mine. I did that thing. That's how you repent and get rid of it. But for me to stand on the platform, I was just overcome to hug a policeman because the police did treat me wrong, but they rightfully treated me wrong because
Right.
A, I was guilty, and B, I had a mouth on me.
Yeah.
And I tell the police, oh, you think you bad because of my hands is in the handcuffs.
Right.
And they said, you're right. We sure do. Let me show you. But you know what? I don't hold that against them because what are you going to do when somebody's just in your face like that? And you got him dead to rights and he's talking smack. He needs to get smacked.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what's funny is, and for those of you who know my story, you know that I was pretty much the same way. I didn't care if you were police or FBI or marshal. If you got in my face, I got in yours, right?
Sure.
And we thought we were untouchable. And I mouthed it off to him. I've hit a federal officer. I'm not proud of it. That
Nope.
was the past, right?
Nope.
So they rightfully treated me wrong, and because I acted out. And what I've told a lot, and I will continue to tell a lot of young men that I mentor, a lot of men or individuals, period, is take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah.
Right. I told this young man the last time I was in prison, I was walking around the yard and I kept hearing this young man talking about the police, this, police that, blaming the police for him being in there. And I stopped and I said, okay, let's talk about this for a second. What were you caught with? He goes, well, I was caught for selling drugs. Okay, so you're telling me your job was to be a criminal and a drug dealer, right? It's like, yeah. So your job is to sell drugs, be a criminal, and get away with it, right? The police job is to catch the criminals, right? So you're telling me the police did their job, you failed at yours.
Come on. That's good.
So
I like it.
who's responsible
Yeah.
for that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that was a revelation that God gave me in there the last time I went
I got
because
you.
He's like, hey, Daniel, you need to take responsibility for your actions, and I'm like, but, and he goes, no, but
It's uncomfortable, but it's a have to.
yes,
It's a have to.
it is a have to.
My daughter followed a path somewhat like her dad, and I'm sure she'll be on the podcast at some point in time. Look out for her because she's a powerhouse. But she was in and out of counseling, in and out of rehab, all the things, and all the counselors. She come and told me, she's Dad, they're trying to tell me that I'm the way I am because of you. I'm like, well, I'll own that. And she's like, no. She was owning her own garbage. She said,
Right.
no, nobody put a gun to my head to make me do drugs or sell drugs or cook dope. I did that. And once you can own it, that's what we're trying to talk to people on the podcast this morning. I just knocked the microphone. But anyway, that's what we're trying to tell you. Own it because you're not going to get free until you own it and say, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry, Lord. I did mess up. Policeman, I forgive you. Please forgive me because you did your job. That's revelation. I failed at mine
I failed at
miserably.
mine.
Well, I'm still trying to blame other people. I'm like, well, people
Right.
snitch me out.
I did the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But you know
I was
what?
ratted
They
out.
were doing right too.
Yeah.
In the drug world, it's not considered right,
Right.
but in normal people world, that's the
the
right
result,
thing to
right.
do. Hey, somebody kicking in doors and robbing.
And I tried blaming everybody else too,
Yeah.
right? They snitched on me. It's their fault. They were jealous of me,
Yeah.
but it was me.
Yeah.
And here's the
100%.
thing, it doesn't stop there. You know, God is telling me to do this. To my exes, I apologize.
There you go.
I did you wrong,
Yep.
right? I had to learn after my last relationship that it wasn't about the argument. It wasn't about what she did. Whether she was right or wrong, that's between her and God, right? That's with all my exes. I apologize for not taking responsibility as a godly man and doing the things that are right. And I had to learn them. After that
Yeah.
last one, God sat me down and goes, look at yourself. Take responsibility for it going wrong because you were supposed to be the leader of this relationship and you failed.
I've done a lot of couples counseling in my day.
Yeah.
And the natural thing is the woman to tell me how jacked up the man is and the
Mhm.
man to tell me how messed up the woman is. And the truth of the matter is, once I separate them and tell the man, if she's giving you a reaction that's unfavorable, what did you do to provoke that reaction?
Right. Right.
Because you can't fix her. Men try to fix everything. You
Right.
can't fix her. You listen, guys, you can't fix her. So here's the deal.
Or women. Women can't fix the men either.
You
We're not each other's saviors.
And so Yeah, that's a whole nother point,
Oh,
but that we put something on our spouse that's not for them. It's for God to take care of, and then
yeah.
they fail because they should fail. They're not God, and then we're angry with them or we're upset with them. But once I can't change my wife, so all I can do is be the best version of me. The best version of me is a repentant version, filled with the Word version, a filled with the Holy Spirit version, a godly version. That's all I can offer. But 99 times out of 100, you fix your part of the problem and it starts to get better. And you realize, and I was a large part of the problem, probably way over 50%. And for us guys, I'm saying we were probably like 90, you know?
Listen, God was very, very, very blunt with me, as he always is, and he allowed me to realize that I was 99%
Yeah, 99.
of the
I was trying to give
problem.
us guys a break. I was trying to say 90, but yeah,
And I'm talking about myself. And listen, guys, and ladies, it's all over social media. You have women bashing men because they're the problem. You got men bashing women because they're the
man.
problem. Look, let's take a step back,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Come on.
Let's just take a step back. Whether they did each other wrong or the men did women wrong, whatever the case may be, let's take a step back and let God handle that. And let's just ask ourselves, let's ask God to do one thing. Lord, search me and help me understand where I went wrong,
100%.
right? And I promise you, that's going to change a lot of your thinking, and that's going to open up your eyes. And you may be on the floor crying and asking God for forgiveness, but that's okay because that's where we
Sure.
need to be, right?
100%.
Absolutely. Dan, thank you so much.
Man, I love being on this. I
Yeah,
wanna I wanna just hug all your listeners, man. Pay attention to what this man's got to say. If
yeah,
you've never been to a men's encounter, come on. What's holding you back? It's what is it, $90, $100?
yeah.
I don't know. If you ain't got to holler at me, I got you. You got your
Same
boy,
here.
I
We
got
got
you.
sponsorships. We got
Yeah, we
people
got
that'll
all of
pay
that
for you.
because
Listen, we got you.
people are going to be here speaking life into you, and I've been to like 20 of these, bro, or 22, and I get something every time. Every time I'm here to lead worship and I'm here to preach, but every time I get my spirit man gets fed,
Absolutely.
and I tell anybody I invite, I'm like, look, what's it like? I'm like, it's like drinking from a fire hydrant. It's just nonstop. And it's not like if there's like 8 speakers, it's not like 6 of them are what I call a snoozer, where you're like,
No,
it's like
everyone.
every one of them, you're like, they're preaching fire and you're just like, what? And they're preaching real stuff and they're telling you how to be a man and they're telling you how to deal with your addictions. They're teaching you how to be a spouse and it's just so good. It's just so good. It's worth $100.
Listen,
It's worth $100.
I've been to several of them too, and for if the woman God has intended for me happens to be listening, listen,
Uh,
he's bringing you into my life at the right period of time because he has worked on me and being in these as a single man. And for you single men out there, come to these because as a single man, I have learned so much about what a godly husband,
Come on.
a leader of your home is, being the priest of your home. I've learned so much of what that is. And God has been working on me. And now I'm walking in that, right? I'm walking as a husband before I become a husband. And for you single men, that's what you need to do.
There you go.
All right.
Good work.
We are going to have Dan Williams on our show for a full hour, hour and a half, 2 hours,
An
maybe
hour of
all
me. I don't know if
night.
they're ready for that.
I don't think so either. Listen, stay tuned. We will set a date and we will have them back on to speak more truth.
Cool.
All right.
Love you,
We'll see
brother.
you soon.